Buenos días. Please prepare your space. And your cacao, and unmute yourself for now. Welcome, Robin.
You.
You have to unmute yourself if you're able. Can you?
I think I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Hi, Padma. Hi, everybody.
Unmute yourself.
No. Yeah. I think I'm unmuted.
No, you're. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Mute myself. Sorry.
Yes, I mean mute, of course. And also Deborah and Kazi, mute yourselves. Kazi, you're unmuted right now. Hi, Kazi.
Morning.
Yeah, mute yourself.
Mute.
Oh. So does everyone have their cacao ready? Let me just have a look at your cacao for a second. And then we'll... Hi, Yuli, welcome. Taurus, can you show us your beautiful face? Ladushka, all those glorious dakinis down the bottom in the shadow. Hi, Eugene. Carrie Ann.
I'm just still grabbing my cacao. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hi, Lisa. Kelly. Together again so soon. So before we just move into the cacao, please take your seat and make a little mini tantric vow prior to like the 265 of them or whatever. Just take a little mini tantric vow that from this moment forward, at least for the duration of this practice, you know, it's good to like put like a time boundary on these kinds of things, that you will not allow your view of yourself as a divine being to falter, not even for an instant. And so this is like the first tantric vow. The first tantric vow says, you're just not allowed to think that anything is ordinary. That's like the first tantric vow. Nothing is ordinary. Everything is extraordinary. Starting with me, starting with you. And so as an extraordinary being, you actually can be anything. You can take any form. So the practice involves visualizing yourself in a very upright position, uplifted from the heart. Visualizing yourself as being completely clear on the inside. So you don't have any of the structures of the physical body that you normally think that you have. So can you form a visual image right now? Can you form a mental picture of your physical body with its bones and its muscles and its tendons and ligaments and blood and guts and organs? So you have a mental picture of that body. And then in a single instant, when I snap my fingers, you're going to drop that image and replace it with light on the inside of your body. Are you ready? 1, 2, boom. you're in immediately dropped into this clear light body. And the outline of that light body is also light, just a little bit different quality of light. And on the interior of that light body, you might be able to, or you might simply create a rainbow quality of light, or just clear light, like a very, very clear blue sky day. And then in the center of this body is your central channel, Sushumna Nadi. This is like a red crystal tube, you can imagine. Imagine that it starts at the spot between your eyebrows, and then it curves up along the inside of where your skull used to be, and then continues down in front of where your backbone used to be, all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. And then it curves around and it ends at either the tip of the penis or the clitoris. Red crystal tube, the central channel. So have a very clear image of that. And then please take your cacao. As you keep your eyes closed and just hold this visualization of your divine light body. And may I just say that this image that you have of your divine light body is just as real or unreal as the image that you have of your physical body. You know, we do all these practices, and how many of you have ever done breath work? Shamanic, holotropic kind of breath work. Yeah. If you've ever been in my sadhana class, you've done it, so you can raise your hand. So this kind of breathing, and so who has ever had the experience of that style of breathing changing your mind state kind of quickly? Who's ever had that experience? Yeah. The reason for that is that that style of breathing changes your physiology. It changes your physiology, the chemistry of the brain. And when the chemistry of the brain changes like that, you move into a different state of consciousness. Well, all of the tantric practices that we do have the same effect. And so on this Easter Sunday, I'd like to dedicate this cacao ceremony to the fact that all spiritual traditions are the same. They offer different methods and systems, but they all have this goal of eternal bliss, don't they? Isn't that what it's all about? Like, I just want to be happy and I don't want to hurt anymore. That's all, right? That's all. And so I'd like to dedicate this cacao ceremony in a very intentional way to finding the similarities between different spiritual systems, rather than trying to find the differences between different spiritual systems. So let's start with Jesus. You know, Jesus was crucified, right? He was nailed to the cross because he said, "I am God. That is who I am God." And they said, "No, I don't think so," they all said. And he said, yeah, I am God. And for that, he got crucified because he would not back off his view. And he says, "I am going to do this thing. I'm going to die so that sins may be forgiven." So I don't know if you knew this, but one of the effects of a spiritual awakening, like a serious spiritual awakening, in like a highest samadhi, or what in our tradition we call it the direct perception of emptiness, right? One of the immediate after effects of that is that you're no longer able to have a thought that causes you suffering. Even though you might still be having the same thoughts and the same things are going on in your world, you don't experience them as pain anymore. That's one of the immediate effects of the highest state of samadhi. So we can drink to that, right? So whether you're doing like a chakra sadhana and you're drawing the Shakti Kundalini, you're resurrecting the Kundalini serpent at the base of the spine and ascending the Shakti Kundalini up the central channel, you know, or whether you're like immersing yourself in the passion of Jesus Christ, you know, who died. He just said, yeah, do it. Just nail me. Just do it. And by the power of this act, all sins will be forgiven. You guys are forgiven forever for everything you ever did. That's what he said, you know. And he said, I am the way. Here it is, right here, the cross. And I don't know if anyone has read St. Teresa of Avila. It's called The Interior Castle. You can really read about the similarities between this path of Jesus and the Chakra Sadhana path of Tantra. Exactly the same, you know, it's exactly the same. So looking for similarities between these kinds of systems rather than differences plants the seeds for us to understand that we are actually exactly like every other being. We are like the rapists. We have been the rapists and the murderers and the plunderers. We have, you know, we've been every version of evil. And we've been every version of divine, just short of the ultimate version of divine. Just shy, you know. So aho to that. Kelly, I love it. She's like putting on her makeup, her deodorant. Mm. So as we're practicing today, today we have Svadhisthana Chakra. Svadhisthana Chakra is the sacral chakra, commonly known as the sex center, the seat of creativity. And, you know, not just creativity as in painting or something, but creativity as in this is where you started. This is where you began. This is where you started it all, you know. This is the entry point. The yoni is the entry point. The lingam is the force that enters the gate, and life is created there. And this is a miraculous and extraordinary situation that we have this seat of creative, generative life force. And we have this life force available to us for many, many different purposes, the highest of which is the generation of a completely divine world, the generation of a completely divine being, body, mind, and world. This is the force that creates that divine world. Aho. Uh-huh. So, on that note, I think it would be good to just do a quick location of the Svadhisthana chakra before we begin our physical practice, because throughout the physical practice this morning, I'm going to be directing your consciousness. You know, I'm grateful that you give me your mind all the time in this class. I'm very grateful for that, you know. I insist that you give me your mind and your consciousness, right? And I'm grateful, that you do. So I want you to know what I'm talking about when I say gather your energy to the Svadhisthana chakra, blah, 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 blah. So everybody up tall, except for Robin, who gets to lounge, because Robin, how are you, Robin? Thumbs up, are you good? Robin has broken her hip, everybody, in case you didn't know this. Sending you healing, sending you generative, creative life force for your hip. This is one like powerful use of sexual energy is healing, okay? So we can hold Robin's hip. Which hip is it? Left or right? Point. Right? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So one fingertip is on the ridge of the pubic bone. So for people who have clitorises, it's just above the clitoris, just above the upper root of the penis, the edge of the pubic bone. One finger goes there, and the other finger goes on the very tip of the tailbone. So you have to reach around, find the very tip of the tailbone, and then move the fingertip, the back fingertip up just a tiny bit till you come to it's like a tiny, very, very tiny, a little bit flattened or maybe even recessed portion, but it's really just a couple of millimeters, depending on how big or small you are. It's not very high up the tip of the tailbone. And if you press those two fingers in towards one another, allow your consciousness to anchor into that feeling of pressing the two fingers in towards one another, and see if you can let your consciousness just relax into a sensation. Maybe you can feel a pulsation from the fingertip at the back of your tailbone, which pulses forward into the field of the chakra. The field of the chakra is called the kshetram, and this is the frontal location on the pubic bone. So you could remove the the front finger now. Remove the front finger and just keep your finger on the back. And if you've got that little flat bit, that's really good. Press super hard on that spot, very hard as you can, and close your eyes and let your whole consciousness drop into the sensation of your fingertip pressing against the bone, and feel into the sensation. Let your whole being become absorbed just in that sensation. Maybe you can feel a subtle pulsing. Just on the other side of that bone where your fingertip is the location of the Svadhisthana chakra, the sex center chakra. So keep your finger there as I continue to guide you here for a moment. If you've done this before thousands of times, you don't need to keep your finger there. But if you've not done this very much, keep your fingertip there and push hard. And allow your consciousness to become so immersed in the sensation that momentarily, when I ask you to start to release the finger, please don't do it yet, it will feel as though your finger is still there, even though you begin to let go. The sensation is so powerfully imprinted in your mind that you can still feel it, just as though your finger were still pressing on that spot. So I'll count you down very slowly as you begin to let the finger go, but let the mind stay super tight on the sensation, like a skater hugs the ice with the edge of her blade. Do not let go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep your mind on the sensation. Keep sinking your mind into the sensation. And if it starts to fade, bring it back. Can you bring it back with your mind? Keep bringing it back. Keep bringing it back. Keep it really strong, just as though your finger were pressing. Bring your consciousness to that energy and hold your mind on that energy right there. Bring it back. Keep bringing it back. And now, while you still keep your consciousness on that point of sensation, begin to inhale through your mouth as you arch your low back, sticking that sensation point out behind you. And then as you exhale and draw your chin in towards your chest and round your back, you turn the sensation point forward. So operate from the sensation point as you move into these cat-cow pelvic tilts. You inhale the sensation point, fanning it out behind you like a peacock's tail. And you exhale and you draw the sensation point underneath you. Yeah, good. And keep working from the sensation point as you breathe. You can open your mouth or you can breathe through your nose. It's fine, whichever you like. Mm-hmm. And you can make the movements bigger or smaller as you like, moving into this full, larger movement that we call cat-cow. Operating from that spot though, always leading from that sensation point, right at the Svadhisthana chakra. Inhale, and then you can start to open the heart as you inhale and fan the Svadhisthana behind you. The heart opens, the throat opens, mouth opens. And exhale, draw the chin into your chest, slump a little bit into your lower back. Draw that sensation point underneath you. Yeah, beautiful. Keep going like that. Mm-hmm. Be careful, Robin. What would be really, really good, Robin, I think, is to imagine yourself doing it. I wouldn't do it too much. There are certain positions which lock the femur into the greater trochanter, which may not be absolutely ideal right now for you, but you can visualize this happening with the tailbone, and that will be very healing. Good. Keep going like that, everyone. And then we can start to add a little pelvic tilt as we fan the tailbone out, the Svadhisthana out. And then as we exhale and draw it back under, we'll circle to the left. And as we come around to the right, we inhale, arching the back, sticking the tailbone, the Svadhisthana out, and then start to circle your pelvis. But can you see yourself doing this movement with the Svadhisthana chakra? Couple more to the left. And then switch direction and begin to the right. Good, and then just come to stillness. Tuck your ankles together beneath you. Tip yourself forward onto all fours. And then continue with the cat-cows. But again, the consciousness is on the Svadhisthana chakra. So just the tip of the tailbone right there, that spot, that's what's leading. So it's just the tailbone leads. And then that creates like an undulation in your low back, your belly area, and up towards the heart, so that eventually you'll have a fully domed back. But it really leads from the Svadhisthana chakra. Yeah, beautiful. Good. Mm-hmm. And then same for the cow position. The Svadhisthana chakra starts first by reaching up towards the sky, and then the belly drops, and then the heart drops, and then the throat opens, and the eyes gaze up. Good. Make it super exaggerated. If you guys could see Eva here, then it will be very helpful for you. Hey, Eva, you want to bring your mat back towards the altar a little bit? There. And just give you a nice visual on precious Eva here. Yeah, just come over here. Yeah, that's good. So you could watch her. She has a really beautiful, advanced cat-cow movement going on here. Can you guys see? Just watch how the tailbone leads the movement. Now that's what I call articulated movement. She is articulating her movements. Robin, this is the visual that you need to heal yourself. So you watch and you rejoice. You just rejoice, rejoice, rejoice for her till it brings tears to your eyes. Yeah, good. Awesome. Yeah, a couple more like that, 2 more like that, and then you can press up to downward facing dog. And as you curl your toes and lift your knees and start to reach the sitting bones up towards the heaven, keep reaching your sitting bones as you press the mat away from you and draw your chin into your chest. And as you draw your chin into your chest, you'll feel a hollowing of your belly. This is Uddiyana Bandha. Just let yourself suspend your breath into that hollow belly. It's like a vacuum. Good. Excellent. And then please begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. And let yourself hang here at the back of your mat in a forward fold. You could reach your arms behind and clasp your hands. Keep your elbows a little bit bent for now. And let your head just release. Just let your head release. Your chin is almost tucked. And just let your head sway. And drawing little circles on your mat with the crown of your head. And very gently begin to press the palms together as you straighten your elbows behind you. Very gentle. Start pressing the middle of the palms together. Drawing your shoulders back, drawing into the, like squeezing the shoulder blades together, yeah? And then just release your arms to your sides. Stroke down the backs of your legs from your sitting bones all the way down to your heels. Stroke up the backs of your legs. Stroke down the outer sides of your legs. Stroke up the inner legs. Stroke down the front of your legs. Stroke up the outer legs. Stroke down the backs of your legs. Stroke up the inner legs. Down the front. Once more, up the outer legs. Down the backs of the legs. Up the inner legs. And down the front. Then inhale, draw yourself all the way up. Reach your hands skyward in prayer position. Sky diamond. Exhale, please take a prostration to yourself, your own divine form. Vajrayogini, Kali, Shiva, Shakti, whoever you like. Inhale, reach your heart up, drop to your knees, and prostrate fully to this divine form. Inhale, reach your arms forward, legs back. And as you exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together as you draw your elbows in towards you. And then press yourself back into a little tiny baby child's pose here. Curl your toes under. Come back onto your feet. Forward fold here. Inhale once more. Arms up overhead. I prostrate to you, sacred angel. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Heart reaches forward. Drop to your knees and slide forward. One more time. Inhale, raising the arms and the legs, reaching out in both directions. And then exhale the hands just to the sides of your chest. Draw yourself through child's pose and into standing forward fold. And prepare to one more time. Inhale, the arms up. Namaste, sacred, divine, glorious God, goddess. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drop to your knees and slide out. So we're going to do two more like that. We're just going to change it up as we usually do and add an option for a little bit more intensity. So come back through your standing forward fold through child's pose as you first of all reach out. Good. Exhale, draw yourself to standing forward fold. We'll all meet in the back of the mat here. Sweeping the arms up and overhead. So we're going to do two more. You can do it exactly like that, or you can follow me, because I think you'll be able to see me better. So bow. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And instead of bending your knees, you're just going to drop forward. And exhale down through Chaturanga Dandasana, all the way down. Inhale, drawing yourself into Cobra instead of Shalabhasana, the reaching. And then exhale, curl your toes. Draw yourself either to child's pose or downward facing dog. And then if you're in downward dog, you'll walk yourself back into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, arms come up. Last time, make it count. Yes, I am divine. My body is filled with rainbow quality of light. I can take any form. I can manifest in any way I choose in order to end the suffering that I see around me. Exhale, bow. That is who I am. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, slide out or drop. Inhale, Shalabhasana, reaching arms and legs, or upward dog or cobra. Then exhale, either child's pose or downward dog. Walking yourself back into standing forward fold at the back of your mat. And inhale, please rise up. And then we're going to all meet in prone, face down, belly down. Take this opportunity to do one prostration to all of the glorious divine beings in this Zoom room this morning on Easter Sunday, all working to resurrect Shakti at the base of their Sushumna nadis and do an ascension up through the central channel. Bow, namaste to this resurrection, to this ascension. And once you're flat on your belly, let's take a couple of these shoulder stretches where you reach the arms out to the sides. And then you roll over onto your right shoulder. You can bend both your knees or just the top knee. If you bend just the top knee, take that foot behind you. Be careful as you roll over onto the right shoulder here. And you might be resting on the side of your skull. Nice. And then roll back onto your belly. And then roll over onto your left shoulder, same thing. Good. 3 breaths, and then please, we're going to do a couple more of those. So the second set, you can make a cactus arm. Instead of a straight arm, you'll take a cactus arm out to the right. And make sure the upper arm is coming at a right angle to your torso. And then again, roll over. So it's a lot more intense. Keep plenty of resistance in your hand, your right hand, as you roll over onto the right shoulder. Yeah, deep breathing, please. Lots and lots of side exhales, settling your nervous system, relaxing your nervous system, offering yourself soothing, relaxing into this intensity. Yeah. And when you've done 3 deep breaths on the right side, come over back to the left. Good. Nice. When you've done 3 on the right, 3 on the left, come back to the center and we move into Dhanurasana bow pose. So Dhanurasana, lots of variations. Bend your knees, that's, everybody's gonna do that. And you'll either reach for your toes or your ankles, or maybe some of us for the shin bones. In any case, you're gonna draw the tailbone beneath you. So you're pulling the Svadhisthana chakra into the mat in a cat tuck. Yes? Knitting the sitting bones together activates Svadhisthana chakra. You can really feel it when you do that, right? And then as you do that, do you feel that the pubic bone exerts more and more pressure on your mat? So from there, keep that activation of the Svadhisthana chakra as you begin to squeeze your shoulder blades gently together. So that's all. The consciousness is just to draw the shoulder blades together. And as you begin to draw the shoulder blades together, you might notice that your heart can reach forward a little more and your throat can open. So breathe generously into your central channel, your crystal red central channel. All the way down to the Svadhisthana chakra and below. Munadhara. Yeah, good. Okay, take a little rest. So while you take a little rest, you can rest your chin on your hands so that you can just watch me. I hope you can see. So next variation, same thing, squeezing the shoulder blades together lightly and trying for Tadasana feet, flexed ankles. We're gonna then roll over onto the right shoulder from here. So that's a little more intense. It's an option. You can do exactly the same thing you did earlier, which is just to make a cactus arm or stretch the arm out to the side and do one last shoulder stretch. So these shoulder stretches, they're preparation for this variation of Dhanurasana, where you roll over, right? Could you see, everyone? Give me a thumbs up if you could see and you understand. Yeah, can you, okay, maybe you can see Eva here. It's okay, Eva, you're on the screens. So watch her as she rolls. Let's watch her roll to the left so you can see how she does it. Yeah, so she just rolls over from Dhanurasana. Good. Yeah, give it a try, or otherwise just do the same thing again. Just do that shoulder stretch one more time. So there's an added benefit to doing it in Dhanurasana. It really activates the Svadhisthana chakra. I'm gonna drink. Rainbow's gonna come out. You have to tie me down. And if you've done the right side, do the left side. Good. Beautiful. That's it. All right, when you've done your 3 breaths on the left side, the second side, draw yourself back into child's pose or downward facing dog. We'll all meet eventually in downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here, child's pose or downward dog. And when you're in downward dog, it's a very good opportunity to feel the Svadhisthana chakra. You can really feel it. So now in downward facing dog, you will flare your sitting bones instead of knitting them together. Can you feel that when you flare your sitting bones, you send the Svadhisthana chakra into cow pose position, right? And when you knit the tailbone, the sitting bones together, you draw the Svadhisthana chakra into cat tuck position, pelvic tuck position. Can you feel that? Do that one more time. And then please look ahead at your hands and shift your weight so that your shoulders end up directly over your wrists. And keeping your arms vertical, listen carefully, keeping your arms vertical, stick your tush, your bum, up into the air as you begin to tiptoe forward. Don't move the vertical arms. Keep your weight above your wrists. And once you're in a forward fold at the front of your mat, you can once again clasp your hands behind you the other way this time. So that would be the awkward way. Bend your elbows. Try to get your palms as flat as you can. And very, very slowly draw your chin into your chest and super slowly extend your arms, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Yeah, awesome. Good. Now, could you let your arms lift you up? Let your arms lift you up. So the arms stay high. And then bring them down, release. Give your arms a bit of a shake, and in fact, your whole body. Rotate your pelvis a little. Just let that Svadhisthana chakra go for a second and kind of shake. Yeah. So, this redistributes the kundalini, okay? It's like super concentrated, and then you redistribute it. This is the reason for shaking practice. It's quite important, actually, in tantric practice, to somehow do that, to redistribute the prana, the chi. Okay, let's go Surya Namaskara. Please stand on your right leg and bend your left knee, and then clasp your left ankle with your right hand. So we're moving into a variation of Natarajasana, the dancing Shiva pose. So you have to really draw prana up through the standing leg, draw the prana up through the right leg, into the Muladhara chakra, into the pelvic floor, and then reach the left kneecap for the ground. As you inhale the heart forward, drawing the Svadhisthana chakra into a bit of a pelvic tilt. The heart is up, the throat can open. And then please exhale, reach your left leg and plug the left foot into the wall behind you as you bring your prayer hands to your heart. Open your throat, open your heart, reach the left foot, plug it into the wall behind you. Imaginary wall, I mean. Exhale, touch softly down. And curl the toes. So you're coming into a high lunge, prayer hands overhead or fingertips behind your skull. Good, high lunge. Open the heart, tuck the tail. And exhale, come into a low lunge, reach the left leg way behind. One more time, inhale, arms up, fingertips behind skull, resist, resist, resist. Knit the sitting bones together, feeling the Svadhisthana chakra. And then as you exhale, put your fingertips down. And then inhale, the left heel floats a little bit as you reposition your body into extended side angle. So if you float your right heel, you can roll your weight onto the outer edge of your left foot, yes? Float your right heel just a little bit and keep sending the prana down the left leg into the outer edge of the left foot. Good. You can put your right elbow on your right thigh. You can inhale the left arm up. Watch your fingers. Follow your fingers forward, down, back, and up. You can do this with a bent elbow. You can watch your fingers or you can watch your elbow. Good. So you're circling in extended side angle. And then 3 times like that, 3 times in the opposite direction, watching your fingertips or your elbow, inhaling up and back and down. Inhaling up, back, and then exhale. Last one, inhale. Good. Stop right here. Look at the long side of your mat. Where's your tailbone? Where's your Svadhisthana chakra? You need to engage it a little. Put your consciousness there and engage it. Good. That opens the heart, yeah? Feel how that opens the heart a little bit. Straighten your right leg. Triangle, Trikonasana. Draw the left hip up over the right. Fingertips behind your skull or arm long. Watching your fingertips or your elbow. Breathe into that Svadhisthana chakra. Oh, now we need to draw it. Really need to knit it underneath a bit. Good. Bring the right hand to rest along the, left hand to rest along the left outer thigh. Look forward. Heel toe your foot in. Left foot in. Shift your weight into the right leg. Float the right arm into the gravity line. Fingertips can touch. And then lift the left leg. Bend everything for a minute here. Bend everything and then exhale out. Yeah, plugging yourself in, you know, from the core. Beautiful. Good. Nice. Good. Face forward. Reach for your left ankle with your right hand. Open the left hip forward. And then exhale into a bow at the front of your mat. Feet are a bit wide. Rolling your head a little bit in one direction and then the other. And then inhale, draw yourself up. Prayer hands overhead. Let your consciousness move into your body. See yourself as this divine light being as you exhale your prayer hands to your heart. There's nothing ordinary about me at all. Or any of you. So release your arms and do a few Kati Chakrasanas. Keeping your awareness at the Svadhisthana chakra. So if you keep the awareness at the Svadhisthana chakra and you let the tailbone, the sitting bones knit together very gently, it protects your knees. You know, it stabilizes your pelvis and protects your knees. And then let the swinging come to a still place. Shift your weight into your left leg. Feel yourself drawing prana, earth energy, Shakti force up the left leg, all the way up the left leg into the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, as you bend your right leg behind you and reach for your right ankle with your left hand this time. And then you can put the right hand over the top. Draw the tailbone to face straight down and the right kneecap to face straight down. So the heart may open slightly forward and the throat. Inhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades together gently. And then exhale. You can release your hands and come into Warrior One, or you can take a bit of a Natarajasana and then open into Warrior Three. Plugging your right foot into an imaginary wall. Good, beautiful. Yeah. And touch softly down to high lunge, high lunge. Keep the back toes curled under. Draw the tailbone slightly under you as you inhale your arms up or fingertips behind your skull. Offer your pelvis forward, your heart forward. And then exhale, just touch down, slide your right leg back a little bit more, right knee comes down, same thing again, drawing the right hip forward and drawing deeply into the left hip crease as you arch and make an offering of your heart once again. Yeah, it comes from the Svadhisthana chakra. The energy of the Svadhisthana chakra is what busts open the Manipura and allows the Shakti to get to the heart space, right? So important to understand the progression of sexual energy. Because if you don't understand the progression of sexual energy, you get stuck at the Svadhisthana chakra, you know? The progression of sexual energy is that it moves into devotion, deep, deep devotion for all of creation. And then exhale. What's the next one?
Trikonasana.
Who? Trikonasana. Triangle pose.
Oh no, sorry. Extended side.
Extended side angle. So float your left heel. And then shift your body so that you're facing the right side of your mat. And your body weight starts to drop into the outer edge of your right foot. So it's like your left femur, your left thigh bone is sucking back into the socket. The left heel might be floating a little. as you draw, take your weight and wrap it over the right foot and into the outer edge of the right foot. You can rest your left elbow and begin your arm circles or your elbow circles, inhaling up. Let the eyes follow the fingertips or the elbow. 3 circles forward and then 3 circles back. How y'all doing here? Good. And when you've done your 3 circles in both directions, then you can straighten the left leg, drawing the prana up from the base of the left big toe up into the pelvic floor, wrapping the outer edge of the right foot down into the ground as you find your triangle. Finally, you really must draw prana up both legs back into the pelvic floor. So you don't want to hyperextend your joints, and to prevent that, you can draw the prana back up the legs into your pelvic floor. Tailbone is going to tuck under a little. Svadhisthana chakra activated right there. Either fingertips on skull, resisting, or hand up, arm straight. Look down and start to shift your weight into your left foot. As you heel toe the right foot in behind, reach forward a little bit so the left arm is hanging directly in the gravity line. Put your fingertips right there and then exhale. It's really useful to bend everything and then exhale, extend into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Beautiful. Keep drawing prana up the left leg. Keep the prana moving up the left leg. Good. Yeah. Nice. And then put your right hand down, switch, left hand grasps the right ankle, open the right hip, look ahead, heart reaches forward, and exhale into Uttanasana, forward fold with a big sigh. Ah. Nice, good, good, good. So we're gonna begin to move, speed up the flow a little bit now. Activate Shakti energy a little bit more to keep the energy moving a little quicker. So having a strong awareness of your Svadhisthana chakra as you stand in Tadasana, allowing the tailbone to drop straight down between your heels. Feeling a subtle pulsing of the Svadhisthana chakra there. This is the position which we call neutral. This is in Qigong, you know, in Qigong where the knees are a bit soft and you just let the tailbone drop. It's this position. And when you do this position and you begin to straighten the knees, what happens is that the lower belly lengthens a little. The lower belly lengthens a little and allows that Svadhisthana chakra area to become activated. So let's inhale, arms up into sky diamond. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale the left leg back. Drop your left knee, inhale. Arms come up, reaching the left hip forward a lot. And then exhale, come into a little bit of a fold here, like so. Straightening the right leg, bending deeply into the left knee. Inhale, come up again. So both your knees are at 90 degrees right now. You're going to twist to the left. Maybe you'll take a wrap with your left arm. Once again, into extended side angle. Here we go. Inhale, the left arm comes up. Drop yourself in as you did before, outer edge of the left foot. Spin your heart open and your tailbone under. Good. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Keep looking up, triangle. Knit together the sitting bones. Look forward a little bit. Reach the right arm forward. You're doing exactly the same thing, basically. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Switch hands. Right hand grasps. Heart reaches forward. Tail in. Tail tucks under. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, the other side, bow. Every time you bow, you're bowing to your divine form. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, the right leg back. Drop the right knee. Inhale, the right hip forward, deeply into the left hip crease. Exhale, fold. Sit on your right heel, straightening your left leg. Inhale, come up. Both knees are 90. Torso is vertical as you twist to the right, keeping the tailbone facing down, pointing down. And then again, inhale up. Right arm sweeps in front of your face as you open into extended side angle, facing the right side of your mat. Draw your tail under. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, look down. Heel toe, shift your weight into the left leg. Find Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And then look forward, left hand to right ankle, open the right hip, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, bow. Every time you bow, see your rainbow body, your light body. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale again, the left leg back. Once more, low, deep lunge. Knitting the tailbone, the sitting bones together. And exhale, draw yourself into Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Straight back into the right hip crease. Outer edge of the left foot, the full right foot, but drawing the prana up the legs. Bow. Inhale as you look ahead, bring the left hand to the inside, on top of or outside the right foot. Settle your weight into that hand as you keep drawing the prana up the right leg and the left leg, and spin yourself to the right by drawing the prana up into the pelvic floor, really squeezing the inner upper thighs to draw yourself into twisted triangle. Drawing yourself into twisted triangle, but feel how this chi is like so powerful in the pelvic floor, in the Svadhisthana chakra, feeding into the waters of the pelvis, yeah? Spin your heart open. Put your right hand on your sacrum. Eyes gaze forward ahead of your right foot. Shift your weight into your right foot and your left fingertips, left arm in the gravity line. The left foot plugs into the imaginary wall as your heart reaches forward. Warrior 3. From here, we inhale the right arm forward and up. Nothing else changes. Twisted Ardha Chandrasana. Keep squeezing the inner upper thighs. Squeezing the inner upper thighs. Yeah, good. Nice. Beautiful. And then drop into Uttanasana. Just relax. Deep breath in and out. Couple more like that. Deep breath in and out. The resurrection of the Shakti Kundalini. Good. Sweep your arms up as you inhale. Sky diamond. And exhale straight into the other side. Please bow to your light body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, the left leg back. Low, deep lunge. Inhale, left side of the Left hip forward, drawing back along the right thigh into the hip crease. And exhale, draw yourself into pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. So you really have to suck the energy up the right leg into the pelvic floor, all the way up to the root of the leg, into the groins. Oh, we're on the wrong side. How'd that happen?
I don't know.
Come back to standing forward fold, everyone. Eva and I have encountered a technical problem. Come back to standing forward fold, and the right leg is going back. Okay, so you're gonna exhale the right leg back and drop the right knee. So sorry. So inhale the right hip forward, opening the heart. And then exhale, Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So you're drawing the prana all the way up the left leg, beginning to draw the prana already into the Muladhara, into the pelvic floor, starting to have this awareness of the inner upper thighs beginning to squeeze. Yeah? So because that squeezing is what creates the twist. When you now bring your right hand to the inside or outside or on top of your left foot, then you have to do a mighty big squeeze up the two legs to twist into your triangle. Ready? Twisting. Inhale the left arm forward, and then exhale. Squeeze the inner upper thighs. Yeah, beautiful. Good. The more you draw the prana up the legs, the less chance of teeter-tottering, you know? Awesome. Good. So here we are. Keep squeezing those inner upper thighs. And then lay your left hand on your sacrum. Shift your weight into your left foot. The right arm reaches forward into the gravity line. And the right foot plugs into the wall behind you as you reach your heart forward. And then you can spin your heart open to the left into twisted half moon. Good. Just one breath, and then exhale, drop into forward fold there and sigh. Deep, deep, deep sighs. The next in-breath brings you all the way up, arms come up overhead, prayer hands reach, 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 reach. And as you exhale, make a firm, firm dedication, fully committed to your light body. This is the only useful body that we really can, that will function to get us where we want to go. And fold. Inhale, lengthen. Heart reaches forward. Once again, left foot back. Okay, this time, warrior one. So again, you can float the right heel and drop into the outer edge of the left foot as you inhale the arms up. The hips are square here, yeah? So that means you have to keep drawing prana along the right thigh and back into the right hip socket. Floating the right heel is useful because it allows you to roll the left leg open, especially up at the top, and sink your weight into the outer edge of the left foot. Reach the arms up, draw the tail beneath you. Svadishthana Chakra on fire. Good. And exhale. Take your right arm behind you, touch your right toes with your left hand and come into Nigu Sky Archer. So you're bowing forward, and then the left arm sweeps up and back, and then the right arm sweeps up as the left hand reaches for the calf. Draw your tail beneath you. Arch back. Open your heart. Exhale, touch down. And begin some pigeon dances. So the back toes are curled under. Drop onto the outer edge of your right foot, pulling into pyramid and then dropping into this variation of pigeon with the right foot in the middle of the mat for now. Dropping into pigeon and pulling back. So do a few pigeon dances. And then you can begin to walk the right foot towards the left. And keep your weight in your hands for as long as you need, for as much as you need, so you can drop into the front of your left thigh. So see if you could land your pigeon on the front of your left thigh. So for this, you seriously need to draw the tail under you. You know? Full consciousness on the Svadhisthana chakra. Full consciousness. Ashwini mudra a little bit. We'll do it later, but yeah, good. And if you can settle your weight, and only if you can comfortably settle your weight and let go, only in that instance will you reach behind you with your left arm for your left ankle. And maybe you'll wrap your toes into your left elbow and make a mermaid bind. Or maybe you'll reach for the outside of your left foot and do a full bind. Your choice. Or maybe you'll do no bind. Beautiful. One more breath in your bind, your back bend. Exhale, please release yourself forward very carefully. Maybe you need to bring the right heel in towards your groin a little more to make this safe for your right knee. So then the elbows will reach way forward as you bow over your right leg, reclining your pigeon, just resting your pigeon there. Keep resting your pigeon, give it lots of breath. 3 more breaths, 3 more breaths. Keep your focus on your Svadhisthana chakra here. When you finish your 3 breaths, listen carefully. Inhale yourself up, the heart is reaching forward. And then exhale, the right heel comes in towards the groin as the left leg swings forward. And we come into Janu Shirshasana here. So first thing is to draw the left leg, the whole left leg back into the hip socket and bow. So as you do that, you can start to feel like you need to twist a little bit to the left in order to fold into this left, deep into the left hip crease. Yeah, good. And then from there, could you bring the left elbow to the inside of your left leg and just plant your left elbow on the mat, somewhere around your knee, and bring your right fingertips to the skull and resist your skull into your fingertips and your fingertips into your skull as you keep your awareness on the Svadhisthana chakra and spin your heart open. Draw the energy of the Svadhisthana chakra upwards to open the heart. And some of you might reach for your left toe with your left fingers, and some of you might reach for your left pinky toe with your right fingers and spin yourself open. But keep the Svadhisthana chakra super engaged. Yeah, good. Deep breath in and out, sigh. And then untwirl yourself. Inhale yourself up. Face the front, square yourself back, straighten both legs and bow. Paschimottanasana, another big Svadhisthana chakra pose. Feel yourself flaring the sitting bones a little bit. So here we flare the sitting bones a little bit apart and engage our minds into the Svadhisthana chakra. Three more breaths. Imagine that you're pressing out through the balls of the feet in such a way that the outer edges of your feet flare back towards you. The whole inner leg lines are reaching forward and then out through the balls of the bases of the big toes. Yeah, good. When you finish your third breath, please inhale up. Draw your feet in towards you. Cross your ankles. Hold onto your big toes with your fingers and come into a crossed ankle Navasana. Crossed ankle boat pose. And just relax. Well done. Bend your legs. Other ankle comes on top. This time the pinky toes, please. Hold the pinky toe side. Navasana. Okay, and then bend your knees in, ankles are crossed. You can come into Lolasana, lifting yourself up onto your hands, jumping through or stepping through. High plank, hold in high plank. Draw your chin into your chest, reach your sitting bone, or your tailbone straight back behind you towards your heels. Keep the back of your skull in line with your sacrum. Most of you need to drop the sacrum a little bit. Yeah, you can dome in the upper back while still keeping that posture. Beautiful. And then slowly lower yourselves down. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. And exhale through child's pose to downward dog. Shift your shoulders over your wrists and begin this tiptoe walk back to Uttanasana, forward fold. So the arms stay vertical. That's the most important part. Arms stay vertical. Bring the left knee in towards your chest. Stand onto your tippy toe. Bring the right knee into your chest. Stand onto your tippy toe until your feet end up between your hands, and just breathe there, 1 or 2 breaths. Oh my God, how are we going to remember what to do on the other side? So inhale, come up. Deep breath in, hands to your heart. What the hell? 1 second. It's me, sky turn. So inhale, arms up, prayer hands reach high. Exhale, take a bow, prostrate to your form. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, the right leg back. Thank you. Drop your right knee, come into low, deep lunge. Good. Now we come into warrior 1. So float the left heel as you shift your weight into the outer edge of your right foot, drawing the left femur into the hip crease as you inhale yourself up. And as you do that, you need to draw the Svadhisthana chakra under you, right? Feel yourself drop into the outer edge of your right foot, but the whole leg has to roll open. Can you feel that the roll of the leg has to begin at the groin? And then you can wrap your weight around the outer edge of the right foot, yeah? And then as you exhale, draw the left thigh into the hip crease as you bow, reaching for your left toe with your right hand. Sweep the right arm up and back, the left arm up and back, Nigu Sky Archer. Draw your Svadhisthana chakra beneath you as you arch back. Breathe. Lift your heart. Keep the Svadhisthana firing the heart open. And then exhale into what?
I think.
Parswa, no?
Yeah.
Dancing pigeons.
Yes.
Yay! Left foot comes to the middle of the mat. Come into your fists or your hands and start dancing pigeons. Outer edge of the left foot into Parsva. So from the outer edge of the left foot. And when you come into the outer edge of the left foot, you're trying to drop into the front of the right thigh. And every time you drop into the front of the right thigh, you have an opportunity to keep your mind anchored in your Svadhisthana chakra. So this is like a golden opportunity, you know, right? Drawing that energy up and then exhale, sending it back. Drawing it up, and then eventually you'll bring the left foot to the right side of your mat and come to land on the right side, right thigh, the front of the right thigh. Is this right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if you can let go, then do so, and keep drawing the right hip forward and engaging your consciousness fully with your Svadhisthana chakra, and then maybe you'll bend your right knee and take some different kinds of binds, but do whatever you did on the other side. Don't do something different here. So if you did a mermaid, you're going to do another mermaid. But the most important thing is that whatever you choose to do, you're gathering your Svadhisthana chakra energy and bringing it up the central channel into your heart. This is what protects, first of all, your spine, but you don't have one, remember? But it keeps you buoyant. It keeps you completely buoyant and filled with light as you draw the energy of the Svadhisthana chakra up, and it lets the heart open and the throat open. Yeah, good. And then as you exhale, you're going to surrender yourself into the front of your right thigh. Reach your elbows way forward, and then come to recline fully into the front of the right thigh. Oh, deep breaths in and out. Offer some relief to everyone in this class right now with your exhale. Your voluptuous, generous, super sensuous exhales. More, louder, big exhales. Let the nervous system just let go and relax. Beautiful. After one more deep exhale, keeping the Svadhisthana chakra engaged, inhale yourself up. And I'd like you to just pause here for one moment and feel what it's like to balance here. You can use your hands and feel yourself engaging the Svadhisthana chakra. But can you concentrate that energy into the central channel, into the Sushumna Nadi, so that it feeds into your heart? And what happens when you do that? This is the ascension of the Holy Spirit. So begin to draw your left heel now in towards your groin as you swing the right leg forward. We prepare for Janu Shirshasana. So the sole of the left foot is against the inner right thigh. The heel of the left foot is kind of planted into the groin of the right groin. And then you can draw yourself into a fold. You might need to twist a little to the right. Twist yourself a little bit to the right and then fold yourself forward over your right leg. Deep breaths, fully relaxing your nervous system every time you exhale. And then inhale your heart up. And as you exhale, you plant your right elbow to the, just inside the right thigh, above the knee, or it depends on the length of your arms, I guess. Bend your left elbow and resist your left fingertips into your skull. So see, the right elbow is resisting into the right inner thigh. The skull and the left fingertips are resisting into one another. And with that resistance, you spin your heart open as you draw the Svadhisthana chakra up the central channel. So it's this combination of pranic directional management. You really want to direct your pranas to safely use the benefits of yoga practice, right? You can really feel the Svadhisthana chakra energy feeding into the heart, opening the heart into this twist. And then maybe you'll reach for your right toes with your right fingertips. Maybe you'll reach the left arm up and over, bind onto the pinky, and take a fully bound Janu Shirshasana, deep breaths. Stay super engaged with the Svadhisthana chakra, the tip of the tailbone. Deep, deep, deep breaths in and out. One more breath there. And then untwist yourself, face back square. Exhale once, inhale, come up. And then stretch both your legs out just for a moment, and then windshield wiper them like this. Just a few times before you draw the soles of your feet together into Baddha Konasana. Butterfly pose. So you can do a bit of a diamond shape by bringing the feet, the heels away from your groin. Or you can bring your heels closer into your groin as you like. It's useful to separate to take the flesh away from the sitting bones here once. And then draw deeply, deeply into your hip creases as you fold yourself forward. So now in this position, it's an opposite kind of a force on the Svadhisthana chakra. But you can really feel a strong pranic activation of the Svadhisthana chakra as you begin to fold. And once you've had a few breaths there in Baddha Konasana, you can stretch your legs out to the sides. Upavishta Konasana, what we did last week, because I just want to revisit the Muladhara here for a moment. So you can either have your knees bent like this, or you can stretch your legs out to the sides. Either way, I'd like you to put your hands underneath your thighs, palms down, fingers facing back, like so. So what's this word? You're leveraging, is that the right word? Huh? You're leveraging yourself into the right wrists, kind of. Like I'm lifting my butt right up off the mat, and I'm like kind of hanging forward onto my wrists. And when I do that, I get to stretch my legs even more out to the sides. And I also get myself deeper into my hip creases. Be careful when you do this. Honor and respect your capacity in every moment. In every moment. You know, whatever's going on with you right now is your current divine manifestation. And wow, if we could really keep to that vow we took at the start of class and understand that every instant that we see ourselves, however we see ourselves, it's still divine. I wonder what we would do then. Okay, so you can at some point bring the hands out and begin to fold. So, you know, ideally, you can have your bum up on some height here. Ideally, what's happening is that you'll be on your pelvic floor, and then you're rolling the pubic bone towards the floor. Rolling the pubic bone towards the floor. It's like a super strong cow pose. Flaring the Svadhisthana chakra open behind you as you deepen into your hip creases, lowering down even more onto the pubic bone. Be careful with this one. Work within your current divine form manifestation. You know, whenever I experience limitations or mental affliction states or suffering or emotional difficulty, one of the things that I do is I remind myself that it is divine, I am divine, and I just needed to be reminded that that too is a manifestation that's going on in my world, you know? Oh yeah, there's that kind of suffering going on. And that's my divine form telling me that. And then I can heal it, and then I can fix it. But I first need to have an awareness of it, kind of. So begin to come even more forward if this is within your current form potential. So if you come, wherever you are, it's a very strong Mula Bandha activation of the Muladhara chakra, and the energy of that feeds into Svadhisthana, right? So feel how it is a circuit. It's a circuit, the circuit of love. So draw the Mula Bandha energy up into the Svadhisthana chakra. You know, it's really helpful to do Kaki Mudra. Do the straw breath here. You can really feel the Mula Bandha if you do the straw breath. If you purse your lips and breathe in, you'll really feel the prana up into the Muladhara and then up into the Svadhisthana. You can do that a couple times. And then please inhale yourself back up. Very carefully put your hands under your knees and draw your legs together. Give yourself a little hug, like a squeeze. Come into a little bit of a wide Malasana squat, like so. Elbows are resisting against the inner knees. And then as you exhale, stand up, legs straighten, toes come to face forward. Walk your feet in towards each other. Drop deeply into chair pose, Utkatasana. And as you do, bring your prayer hands to your heart. And feel the full flaring of your Svadhisthana chakra as you sit into your chair pose. Feel how your Svadhisthana chakra fully flares into cow pose, allowing the heart to open, the throat to open. Yeah, good. Beautiful. breathe. Reach for a little imaginary stool with your sitting bones. Sitting bones are flaring. Svadhisthana chakra is reaching back and up. Keep your consciousness anchored in that Svadhisthana chakra as you sit into your chair. And yeah, Geshe Michael says, always smile. The corners of the lips need to come up to allow the prana to move. 3 more breaths. Reach for the seat, reach for the stool. Reach for the stool. Last one. And exhale, let it go. Reach, flare your sitting bones up and away. Shake your head. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to come into Malasana again, deep squat. And from there, we're going to just touch the hands together into prayer. Reach the fingertips for the mat. Friend of the earth pose. And so from here, you have a number of options. You can simply drop onto your bum and find something somewhere where you can lift your sacrum up and have your legs above your heart. Another option, headstand practice from here. So you might come into tripod headstand, and if you're going to do that, please don't do it if you've never done it before. Tripod headstand is a little complicated, or you can come into regular headstand if you have such a practice. And if you're coming into headstand, so first of all, I just want you to set yourself up if you're not doing headstand. And once you're comfortably set up in your option, people who are doing headstand, come in as you like, either tripod, Shirshasana A or B is fine, whichever. Prepare yourself and come in. And so this is going to be some Svadhisthana activation headstand. So be very, very aware as you come into your headstand. You can do it against the wall if you have a wall there. So as you move into your headstand, however you choose, please do not kick in. You know this already. Have a very strong awareness as you come in of your Svadhisthana chakra and the importance of having the Svadhisthana chakra reaching for the heels so the lower belly can lengthen a little bit. So the lower belly can lengthen a little bit. Yeah, good. So if your lower belly is that little tiny bit lengthened with the Svadhisthana chakra engaged gently, you would be able to, don't do it, but imagine, you would be able to open your legs to the sides and spin, or keep your legs closed and twist. Do it super gently. Svadhisthana chakra active, reaching, tailbone reaching for the heels. You feel the weight in the very crown of your head, super centered, super grounded and strong. Really have a strong, strong awareness of your Svadhisthana chakra reaching, tailbone reaching for the heels. Take some little variations if you like, all optional. Yeah, good. So any kind of action of the legs is around the absolute axis of your spine, right? Affects nothing with the position of your spine. Basically, it's just challenging your absolute axis of your spine. Your central channel is completely untouchable. And when you feel complete with your variations of your headstand, you can take your time. You can come into child's pose just for a few breaths. And then I'd like you to come up into Svadhisthana and feel the effects of your headstand in Svadhisthana. Enjoying the incredible benefits of turning your world upside down. It's like just letting gravity draw the Kundalini up. You know? That's what it is. You just let gravity do it. Wow. Dispense with all that. That's why they call it the queen or the king of asana. You know, the inversions. Shoulder stand, headstand, right? It's like maybe we can just dispense with the hour and a half. And let gravity draw the Shakti, resurrect the Shakti Kundalini and ascend it to the crown chakra. But of course, if you enjoy your asana practice and it brings you pleasure, then you can use that pleasure experience to bathe your hip in it if your hip is broken, or you can use that pleasure experience to heal your child's broken heart. Or you can use that pleasure experience to heal your own depression or confusion. So wherever you are, if you're in your inversion option, just stay there and relax. We'll all catch up. So the rest of you, if you like, option, shoulder stand, coming in from a very, very, very deep bridge. So focus on your bridge here. It's such a Svadhisthana intense action. To draw the shoulder blades together, the elbows together, feel the Svadhisthana chakra as the sitting bones begin to knit together. Keep inhaling the hips up until you can cradle your pelvis. And then let the back of the head settle back down. Let gravity do everything, everything. So Svadhisthana, super active here in Setu Bandhasana. And if Svadhisthana is super activated and you've settled back onto the back of your skull and into the fronts of the shoulders, wait till that happens before you step in. And once you step in, bring the legs to vertical. So bring, first of all, your legs to a vertical position so that you can rest your pelvis in your hands. Rest your pelvis in your hands and let the prana just embrace your Svadhisthana chakra. And you can start to draw that activation, the prana from the Svadhisthana up through the navel chakra, through Manipura into the heart. And as the energy raises up into the heart and then up into the throat like that, your body should get lighter. Well, it's not that it should, but it will. And then at some point, you'll drop your toes behind you into plow. And when you drop your toes behind you into plow, draw deeply into your hip creases so your knees bend. And just allow. It's not that you're going to bend your knees, just allow. And maybe like Eva, you'll clasp your hands together Or maybe you'll support your back with your two hands. If you're going to clasp your hands together, see if you can bring the middle of the palms to touch. Good. Just rest here in this pose. It's called Child in the Womb. Karna Pindasana. Just Garbha Pindasana. Just rest here until you feel that your knees, gravity has drawn your knees down as far as they may come for today. And maybe you can either imagine or actually squeeze your ears with your two knees. This is a very deeply introspective pose, pratyahara pose. All of the prana that we've generated through the practice, we draw it inward through these kinds of poses. Still letting gravity draw the prana down towards the crown. And at some point, you might reach your arms straight up, fingertips reaching for the heavens. Straighten your legs into plow. Gaze at your belly button. Do not take your eyes off your belly button and come into candlestick shoulder stand. You can watch Kazuko on the screen. Is she doing it? Yeah, I think she is. Or you can support your back with your two hands and come into full shoulder stand. Good. Lovely. And please take time here. 21 breaths. Take time. You can be in Viparita Karani. You can still be in your inversion mat with your legs resting against something and your sacrum lifted up as you like. Take any option you like here. 21 breaths. For your remaining breaths, however many you have left, draw your attention gently into your Svadhisthana chakra so that you can lengthen the lower belly a little bit. Yeah, reach your tailbone towards your feet. Good. Makes such a difference, Eva, in your shoulders. So reach your tailbone towards your heels. See if you can lengthen the lower belly even just a little bit more. Good. Awesome. Do your full 21 breaths and then make your way very slowly out of shoulder stand. We'll all catch up in a Shavasana position and do some twists together. Okay, once you're all in Shavasana, lying on your back, relaxed on your back, I'd like you to bring your knees into your chest and just give them a hug and give your knees a kiss. And then please cross your ankles right over left. And as you inhale, let your thigh bones become vertical. And as you exhale, bring your thighs back in towards your chest, but not all the way, just a little bit, very subtle. Inhale, Feel yourself landing fully on your sacrum as you inhale, the thighs to vertical, or maybe a tiny bit beyond. Relax your legs, okay? Just let them hang. And then exhale, knit the sitting bones together as you bring the thighs in towards you. Inhale. Svadhisthana goes into a tilt backwards. Exhale. Svadhisthana curls under, tailbone curls under. Very small, gentle movement. Just sort of like rocking almost. But be sure to let the legs relax. You can speed it up a little. Just letting the sacrum feel so heavy. So heavy. And change the cross of your ankles and do the same thing. Just letting the sacrum become like a dead weight. And just the tailbone is mobilized. Just the tailbone. And when you immobilize the sacrum and you just let the tailbone swing backwards and forwards like that, can you just let your consciousness sink into the Svadhisthana and feel what that's like? Just to let the sacrum be dead weight and this tiny movement, it's like it's fanning your Svadhisthana chakra. Relax your legs, let the feet just let go, ankles let go. Yeah, good. Oh, beautiful. Uncross your legs, hug your knees again. Deep breath in as you give your knees a kiss. And then rock a little bit from side to side. And take your feet to the sides of your mat, the edges of your mat, I mean. And drop your two knees to the right. Bring your right ankle up over the outer left thigh. And let the outer left hip relax. Ah. Rock your head from side to side along your skull. And then bring the right foot off the thigh. And again, windshield wiper your legs side to side. Rolling along the sacrum. Knees drop side to side. Eventually dropping both knees to the left. And bringing the left foot up on top of the right outer thigh and letting the weight of the left leg draw this right knee down towards your mat. Feeling the outer right hip opening. And just relax. Rock your head again from side to side. Release your left ankle back to windshield wiper twists. And you can stop on each side and let the legs become very heavy. Please keep your ankles flexed in a strong Tadasana flexed position as you let the legs drop to the right and then let the legs drop to the left. Just enjoying the twist on each side. Good. Mm. Okay, so once you've had a few twists like that, settle yourselves into Shavasana. You're so mobile, Robin. Wow. Beautiful. Mhm. So once you've got yourself into Shavasana, you can let your consciousness sink into your Svadhisthana chakra. Just allowing your consciousness to be like a very warm blanket, softly placed over your Svadhisthana chakra. So releasing the intensity a little, just feeling your attention, your consciousness as a warm blanket draped over your Svadhisthana chakra and just relaxing it. Might be nice to have a pillow under your knees or a bolster if you like. It's up to you. And once you've got yourself sorted out for Shavasana, and you've got your blankets and everything you need, and you feel very comfortable and warm and cozy, and that there's nothing that you need, then you can allow the earth to simply take you. And practice this sense of complete release. Practice this sense of complete surrender. Practice it from your heels, up the backs of your legs, whatever part of your back, the backs of your legs is making contact, your buttocks, consciously, each body part. Practice giving more and more weight of your heels, first of all, and then maybe your calves, your thighs and your buttocks. Give all your weight, all your weight. Be generous. Give all of it. And then the lower part of the rib cage, especially, give the lower part of your rib cage and your heart space, your shoulder blades, completely give your weight here into the earth. Grounding yourself fully through your whole back body. And then finally, the back of your skull. Heavy, heavier, heavier, heavier. Now, imagine that you step outside of this form and you look back and you allow your entire form to sink. And then bring the consciousness into your left heel and let the left heel sink. Let your consciousness move into your toes now, your left toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and your left pinky toe. All the toes of your left foot. Then the whole left foot. Let it go. Just let it go. Your left calf, shin bone, left kneecap, and your whole left thigh, all the way around. And draw your focus into the groin and let your groin go. Let your left buttock release completely. Feel that the left groin and the left hip and buttock release completely. And feel that the whole left leg releases completely from your hip socket all the way down to your left heel and toes. The whole left leg just lets go. Now gather your consciousness into your right heel and let it sink and release. And your right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and your right pinky toe, all the toes of your right foot, the whole right foot, ankle, heel, the whole right foot just relaxes completely. The right calf and shin, kneecap, and all around the right thigh. The whole right thigh into the groin, into the buttock, the hip, the whole right thigh just relaxes and lets go. The whole right leg from the hip socket into the toe tips, the whole right leg is completely relaxed. Now gather your consciousness into your left hand and relax your left thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, and your left pinky. Relax all the fingers of your left hand, the middle of your left palm, your whole left hand. Relax your whole left hand, your left wrist, and forearm, elbow, upper arm, into your left armpit, shoulder, the whole left arm, completely relaxed. Let it go. From your shoulder socket to your left fingertips, the whole left arm, relax. Let it go. Now, please gather your consciousness into your right arm, your right hand, into your right fingers, your right thumb, and let your right thumb relax. Forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Relax all the fingers of your right hand completely. Relax the right palm and wrist. Relax the right forearm, elbow, upper arm. Relax into the right armpit and all around the right shoulder. Relax your whole right arm completely from the socket where your arm bone sits in to your shoulder, all the way down to your right fingertips. Let that whole right arm go now. Just let it go. Now relax the line from your left leg through to your right arm. Relax left leg, right arm. Now relax right leg, left arm, right leg through to your left arm. Now please gather your awareness at your Svadhisthana chakra, the tip of the tailbone, and relax it very consciously. Relax and release the tip of your tailbone. And move your awareness very slowly up from the tip of the tailbone through the middle of the sacrum into the lowest lumbar vertebra. 5, 4, 3, 2, lumbar 1, just at the rib cage beginning. The thoracic vertebrae. Move your awareness slowly. 12 vertebrae of the thorax. Move your awareness along each vertebra as you relax, each one, segment by segment. And then relax. Cervical vertebra 7, moving your conscious awareness up through the back of your neck to the edge of your skull, the uppermost cervical vertebra. Let it go. Let your whole bony spine relax, just as though it were dissolving. go. Now draw your awareness, gather it back to the pubic bone and relax this Svadhisthana kshetram, relaxing the genitals between the pubic bone and the tailbone, relaxing the clitoris, relaxing the vulva, the vagina. Completely relax all of your sex organs, relaxing up into the vagina, relaxing all of the viscera, the organs inside the pelvic cavity, relaxing the rectum, the bladder, the uterus, the womb, relaxing the lower belly muscles, the muscles on either side of your sacrum and your low back. Release and relax these muscles, let them go. Relax your navel. Relax everything from the navel down to the pelvic floor. The whole pelvic cavity is all soft and relaxed. All the organs, all the muscles, soft and relaxed. Now begin to draw your consciousness into the rib cage and relax the lower part of the rib cage, posterior, anterior, back and front ribs. Release and relax and sink all the way up to the shoulder blades, the front of the rib cage up to the sternum, all soft and relaxed. The collarbones, relaxing all the bones of the thorax, the torso, relaxing all the muscles, chest, back muscles between your shoulder blades, soft and relaxed. Relaxing all the organs in your abdominal cavity. And then in your thoracic cavity, relax your lungs and your heart. Relax your precious heart. Let it go. Relax the front of your throat, soft and open. Relax the back of your neck. Relax the back of your neck, all the way up to the base of the skull. Relax your ears, your temples, your cheeks. Relax your jaw and your cheekbones. Relax your lips, your teeth, and your tongue. Just let your tongue go. Let it sink down into your mouth, and the tip just rests lightly against the back of the front of the lower teeth. It's very heavy and very broad and relaxed. Relax the whole face, the nose. Relax into your eye sockets. Let the eyes sink deeper and relax. Let the eyelids become heavier and the eyebrows, the temples relax. The mid-eyebrow point becomes very relaxed. The whole forehead soft and relaxed. And then the whole scalp, every single hair relaxes in its follicle. The whole scalp relaxes. The whole skull soft and relaxed. And your brain can finally relax. Relax your brain. Very, very lovingly begin to gather your awareness to your skin, this incredibly gorgeous organ, your skin, offering it enormous gratitude for the pleasure potential it has for you. Right now, giving your awareness to your skin and luxuriating in the sensation of your clothing against your skin. Subtle friction, maybe, as you begin to make tiny movements. Let your consciousness sink into the pleasure of your clothing, creating friction against your skin, or maybe the air caressing your skin. The sensation of the earth holding your back body, the sensation of the connection of your back body to the earth. Feel its comfort and its safety. Feel your skin everywhere. Offer it gratitude. And then begin to move in tiny ways as you like. Fingertips, toes, ankles, and wrists. eventually drawing yourself into a little tuck and rolling a little to mobilize your spine. I'm beginning to breathe more luxuriously now. You can draw your breath through pursed lips if you like. Drawing yourself up to a seat over the next few breaths and coming to a tall seat in a comfortable position for you. You can be kneeling in Vajrasana, you can be in Bhadrasana with the toes together and the knees apart. You can be in any kind of cross-legged pose that you like for now. Offering yourself the luxury of some deep breaths through a straw lips, or through open mouth like a yawn, or through your nose if you prefer, but luxurious and generous breaths. And especially offering a generous out breath. Creating the sound of deep pleasure as you exhale. Creating the sound of deep pleasure and offering this sound vibration to your body, offering the vibrational harmonic resonance of this sigh to your nervous system, to your body, any part of you that needs to heal right now. Major pleasure, though, major pleasure. Give yourself goosebumps. And offer that harmonic vibration to that part of you that needs to be healed right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Continuing with your breathing in through a little open mouth or pursed lips. Feeling the prana move into the Muladhara chakra and then draw it up into Svadhisthana by inhaling into a little arch. And as you move into that little arch, you can feel the force of the prana coming from Muladhara, boom, right into Svadhisthana. And then exhale, draw the chin in a little, quite subtle, tucking the tail under subtly. Inhale, lengthen. Gentle pelvic rocking. Inhale, exhale. You can do it through Kaki Mudra or not. Kaki Mudra is this. Doesn't matter. A yawning mouth is good. It's quite subtle for now. See if you can use just this breathing and the sensation of the breath striking the Muladhara chakra and the Svadhisthana chakra to really activate the Svadhisthana chakra. Or you can stop movement completely and return to the fingertips at the pubic bone and the tailbone if you like. And you can go back to the thing we did at the very start of class where you look for the sensation Find that spot at the back of the tailbone, which is a little bit flat. Press hard into there and go back to this practice of using this physical sensation of pressing to allow the consciousness to sink into the Svadhisthana chakra. Whichever you like. It's really individual which practice works for us. And by the way, it also shifts from day to day. So don't think that just because today the pelvic rocking is working, or today you feel tremendous resistance towards putting your finger on your tailbone, don't think that that's fixed, okay? Another day you'll put your fingertip on your tailbone and you'll be like, zzz, you know? Happens to me all the time. I think, oh yeah, you know, I don't need to palpate my tailbone anymore, you know? Right? And then sometimes I'm doing it because I'm showing somebody or showing you guys, and then it's like, wow, why did I think I didn't need to do that anymore? This is nice. There's something very powerful about letting your mind drop into a sensation that no longer is there from a physical point of view. There's something very, very magical actually about doing that. So don't hesitate to use your fingertip palpation as you like. So whichever you choose, we're still doing a gentle pelvic rocking. We're still doing the breathing. Look for the similarities. Look for the similarities, not the differences. Especially those of us who are doing several different things at once, you know. We're off doing a workshop over here and some other teaching over there, and, you know, and then you think, oh, wow, you know, somebody said it was this way. How come it's that way? I remember Geshe Michael said, if you let your mind drop into the differences, then your world will stay divided. And if you let your mind drop into the similarities, then your mind will feel unified and your heart will feel whole. And you'll feel a tremendous devotion to all beings who are engaged in active practice. And then they become our Sangha, they become our Kula, they become our tribe, whoever they are, wherever they are. Continue with your breathing here. A little quicker. Letting the belly expand when you in-breathe, letting the belly recede a little when you out-breathe, tilting the pelvis subtly or powerfully as you like. Just another minute or so here. You can intensify the breathing here just for another minute. Keep your consciousness focused into the Svadhisthana chakra, dropped into the Svadhisthana chakra. The effects of the breath on that chakra, only that chakra. And then allow this breathing to become just a little bit more subtle. And the movement to become a little more subtle and still. until you eventually come to a complete still point with the breath and the movement. And then it's just the echo of the in-breath that you feel the sitting bones as they might knit together if you were moving, which you aren't. And feeling the sitting bones flare if you were moving them, which you aren't. It's just the echo of the movement. Just the echo of the flaring and the knitting of the sitting bones. Ashwini Mudra. Just letting the mind move into the vibration, the pulse at the Svadhisthana chakra in complete stillness, though. It's actually psychic now. Just the ghost, the resonance of the flaring and the knitting together of the sitting bones in Ashwini Mudra. Allowing the mind to sink into just the chakra. Feeling the pulsing as you have this ghost image, ghost sensation of the Ashwini Mudra. Pulse, 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 pulse. Let it become even subtler. And as it becomes even subtler, allow your consciousness to gather at the clitoris, at the pubic ridge, and begin to resume the breathing through Kaki Mudra, feeling the prana whistling through your Kaki Mudra and Mula Bandha. And this time you feel the harmonic resonance into the urethra, into the peace stopper muscles at the front of your pelvic floor. As you allow the breathing now to become again a little more powerful. And you allow the pelvic rocking also to come back. This time, though, the consciousness is focused in the kshetram, the front of the pelvic floor. Not so much the Ashwini Mudra, but the Sahajali Mudra, the urethral sphincters. Continuing, letting the breathing become more vigorous if you like, increasing the intensity of the pranic draw at the urethral area. feeling this different prana signature here at the kshetram, at the front, at the Asahajali mudra. Continue like this. Good. Relax into any kind of discomfort that might arise. There is some discomfort that can arise from this kind of breathing practice, right? Just relax into it. Release and relax and surrender into it. Releasing into the pleasure of the sensation as you draw the prana up into the Sahajali, into the urethral area, and release. Good. Mm-hmm. And as you increase the intensity of the breath, usually it increases the pleasure. If you move past the discomfort, surrender into the pleasure of this. And every time you exhale, imagine that your exhalation settles like a sigh onto the nervous system of every living being. That's a lot of exhalation. That's a powerful, powerful out breath that settles the nervous system of every living being. And it's a big sound. Ah. 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 Healing all the beings in your world, healing all the pain, all of the suffering, all of the agitation, all of the anger, the violence, the frustration. It takes a lot of pleasure to allow your exhaled sound to reach every nervous system in your universe. Feel the exhalation moving out along your side. Into your world. Yeah. And then allow the breath to become a little bit more subtle. The movement a little bit more subtle. Moving your way very gradually into a still body and complete stillness where your breath is just psychic. Drawing into the urethra, exhaling this sigh psychically. Everything becomes still, just the subtle body. You still feel the prana powerfully pulling into the urethra. Powerfully moving up the front body. Pulling it up the front body. Sending it around and back, exhaling down through your back body. Pulling it up the front body. through the urethra, visualizing it moving down through the back body, sighing out this relaxation into your world. All psychic. Feel this loop moves into the urethra, past the clitoris, the pubic bone, moves along the front body, all the way up the front of the throat into the bhrumadhya between the eyebrows, up along the inner skull, slides back down through the central channel to the tailbone and forward as your psychic breath inhales again up the front passage. Keep your consciousness really focused. It's very subtle. Macrocosmic orbit. Up the front body, down the back body. You have to really keep your consciousness anchored so that you feel the vibration as you do this. It's like a vibrating, like a hum from the pubic bone, clitoris area, moving up. And then slipping back down the back in this exhaled sigh. Allow your body to come to complete stillness and your consciousness to rest. Just rest. And shift your body position a little if you need to. Take a different seat. The Svadhisthana chakra and the activation of the Svadhisthana chakra, the Muladhara, of course, the Mula Bandha effect of sucking the breath in through Kaki Mudra, that experience of sucking the breath in through the pursed lips and up through the Muladhara chakra, and it's like a power move, kind of, it's like a subtle body power move that strikes directly onto the Svadhisthana chakra. And that activation of the Svadhisthana chakra is the cause of the resurrection of Christ. This is the resurrection, okay, of the Shakti Kundalini energy. That's what it is. Boom. The Mula Bandha up into the Svadhisthana chakra. And when your energy hits the Svadhisthana chakra, it becomes very, very powerful, at the Svadhisthana chakra, because then it's this creative sexual energy. And as the consciousness begins to anchor onto that kind of energy, that prana of sexual energy, then the mind is like, okay, I think I've got this, It's like, yep, I can do this. And that's what you want. You want your consciousness to settle onto the sexual energy because it's the best at engaging your mind. That's the reason that it is the resurrector along with the Mula Bandha force. It will resurrect your Shakti Kundalini, okay? In my opinion, you can sit in retreat for 3 years and whatever. Unless you're doing Chakra Sadhana, it's kind of like a, what the fuck am I doing here kind of a deal, I mean, everyone's different, but it's such a powerful energy that if you can allow your consciousness to rest on it and go there and find it and use it, it's like the express route up the central channel. Let's move ourselves back into the Svadhisthana chakra and do microcosmic orbit. So this is, again, we're moving back to a little bit more to Ashwini Mudra. So again, it's where the tailbone is contracting a little like this. Okay, so then if you were going to do the pursed lips, you'd feel it more in the anus, in the rectum. And you can do that. You can send the consciousness to the anus, right? And do this. Kaki Mudra, straw breathing. Can you feel it? You can shift the energy to the back of the pelvic floor. Do that now a little bit. Drawing the prana to the tip of the tailbone, to the Svadhisthana chakra. And then release, exhale, and do that a little bit. And you can go back to the body, doing the pelvic rocking. That's okay. Just intensifying the breathing and the sound and the movement a little bit to begin with. Just to activate, this creates this activation, which gives you the unmistakable, okay, I got it. That's the reason we do this, right? Yeah. So bringing the consciousness unmistakably to this pinpoint energy, fire, Svadhisthana chakra. Good. Really fire it up. Intensify your breathing and your movement as much as you want, as much as you need to feel like a really, almost like a, whoa, it's like your whole body will be like, okay. You might go into a big, what's it called? Tremor. Letting the prana strike the Svadhisthana chakra. And as you feel that, you can stay there for a while, as long as you want. You can keep your eyes closed. Don't worry about anyone else. And allow everything to become subtler as you feel that your consciousness is so locked onto your Svadhisthana chakra that if you let your body go still and your breath go still, it's like so activated that you're on it, you're on it, and your mind will be there. Your consciousness is locked onto your Svadhisthana chakra. And when you're there, body still, movement still, then you can psychically draw the in-breath up through the tailbone, up through the Sushumna Nadi, all the way up to the crown. And the psychic exhale drops it down the front body, back down to the urethral passage, to the clitoris. Psychic breath draws it up through the Svadhisthana chakra at the tip of the tailbone, all the way up. And this exhaled sigh drops it through the front body. You can loosely bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth now. In Khechari Mudra, this may facilitate. Allow your body to settle into that intense psychic in-breath, drawing the prana up from Svadhisthana all the way up to the crown, dropping it down along the forehead to the third eye point, into the front of the throat, the front of the heart, the navel, back to the pubic bone, the clitoris, and then back in through the tip of the tailbone, microcosmic orbit, circling the prana around this loop. It's just a vibration. It's just a hum. Stay very, very still. Allow your eyes to close if they're not already. Psychically following this loop up the Sushumna Nadi and down through the Kshetram points on the front body. As you draw this sexual energy up, it releases the knots at the chakras, allowing the resurrection of the Shakti Kundalini and its ascent upward, physiologically transforming you, physically transforming you, emotionally, mentally transforming you into a fully heart-opened being of bliss, a being who understands the practice of pleasure as the path to open the heart and allow the heart to surrender into the fullest devotion, into the service of all beings. And allow your consciousness to drop into the Svadhisthana chakra now as you say the bija mantra, the syllable root mantra of the Svadhisthana chakra. It is Vam, 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 Vam. If you're able to say it out loud, please do. Say it quite loud. Feeling the harmonic resonance of the mouth position as it changes. Vam, Vam. Follow the harmonic resonance of the mouth position. This is really crucial, okay? In Sanskrit mantras. Follow the harmonic resonance of the mouth position as you move from Vam. Feel when you go to feel it in your mula and the pelvic floor, and then pull it up from the Svadhisthana chakra. This is the bija mantra, the mantra that resonates at the Svadhisthana chakra. Vam, Vam, Vam. Keep repeating it to yourself or out loud as your environment permits this morning. Vam, 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 Vam. Let it reverberate. Let it reverberate. Vam, 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 Vam. 10 more like that. 10 more times.
Vam, 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 Vam. 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 Vam.
Now switch to Lam, like we did last time. Muladhara mantra, Lam. The L is, tongue is curled onto the roof of the mouth, okay? Lam, Lam. Feel the difference. Notice the different location in your body. Lam, Lam, Lam. Muladhara chakra, Muladhara chakra. And then at some point switch to Vam. Just notice how the harmonic resonance shifts. The harmonic resonance is at a different location in the subtle body. Please let your consciousness sink into the sound.
Lam. 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 Lam.
Now switch to Vam. If you're not doing Vam, switch to Svadhisthana Bija Mantra. Vam, 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 Vam.
Vam. Vam. Vam. Vam.
And become very quiet, become very still and very quiet, and allow your consciousness to drop into the Svadhisthana chakra. Let your body fall completely still. As you allow your consciousness to sink into your Svadhisthana energy, maybe you will feel like you want to cry as the energy cannot help but ascend. If you resurrect this Shakti Kundalini energy, it cannot help but rise. It cannot help it. It must ascend. It must ascend. And as it ascends, especially as it ascends up into the heart, it then transforms into an energy which apparently is called luminosexual energy. Luminosexual energy. My friend told me this recently. Luminosexual energy. This is a person who is turned on by heart-centered presence, kindness, and radiant, high-frequency auric fields due to compassionate, loving consciousness. Let me say it again. This is Jesus Christ, a luminosexual being. This is my teacher, Geshe Michael. Yeah, this is definitely Geshe Michael. Luminosexual, one who is completely turned on by heart-centered presence, kindness, and radiant high-frequency auric fields due to compassionate, loving consciousness. Right, Kelly? It's Pushkar. Pushkar told me that. Yeah. So luminosexual beings, that's very beautiful. And this is the path, you know. You don't have to worship anything or believe in anything, actually. It just happens, you see. It just does. This is the only way it can go. It can only go this way. So draw your hands into your heart and feel this abundant energy at your heart. And allow yourself to just be embraced by this concept of amping up your pleasure potential, amping up your ability to make yourself feel good so that no matter where you go and what you do, everybody around you in your environment, just by looking at you, they just gaze at you and they can't help but feel all lit up, you know? They just get all lit up. It takes a really, really, really high degree of pleasure to activate yourself to that level where they can feel you coming. You know, you haven't even entered the room and they're all like, wow, what is that? Who is that? Yeah? Luminosexual beings. So let's take a little namaste to luminosexuality. And make an offering. Make some Anjali Mudra hands. Blow a kiss into your hands. Offering this out into your world, out into the universe, the galaxy. Leaving no being. No being is left behind, okay? No being is left untouched by this, your luminosexual radiance. No being is left untouched by your luminosexual radiance. Offer yourself some gratitude for your practice and everyone here today. All right, so we're moving into some Shakti practice now, those of you who are coming along. And we're going to take a little break because Carrie Ann, where is she? Carrie Ann is going to go do like Easter egg hunting with her boys. And while she's doing Easter egg hunting, you can all gather your yoni egg. Go find your yoni egg. Hunt down your yoni egg. Yeah, you see, all spiritual practices have similarities. You just have to think about it for a second, you know. Easter Sunday is the practice of fertility. It's the practice of the egg. It's Shakti practice, the practice of resurrecting the Shakti. Prema, I love your onesie. Did you get it here? You did, didn't you? Oh, you didn't. Yes, Prema. Unmute yourself. Hi.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you going to be recording the next part of the practice?
The Shakti Rising?
Yeah.
Am I going to be recording it? I always do.
Because I might like to do it another time when I have the house quiet to myself.
Yes.
If that would be okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's really dependent upon everyone in the class because it's the reason that I would never offer the recording of such a retreat to anyone other than people who are there. I'll tell you why. It's not because I want to keep the practices secret or anything like that. It's because people share. And so it's not the secrecy of the practices so much as the honoring of the privacy of the people who are speaking into the share space. That's the reason, you know, right? That I close the container on the recordings for retreats. And so why don't we ask everyone whether everyone is okay with Prema having the recording of the Shakti Rising retreat? Prema, please request permission from your Shakti sisters.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not going to do it today because it's not the right time for me to do it. And I don't have a private house.
Yes.
But, I would like to do it at a time when I can do it. So I would humbly ask all of you if you would be willing to let me have the recording. And I promise to honor it and not to share or do anything untoward with it.
Give her a big yes if you're a big yes. You okay with that, Taurus?
I'm actually about to ask the same thing because I won't have a private house this morning either. So I'm wondering if that would be okay with it.
So, you know, the thing is, right, that it's the honoring of the container and all the people in it, right? So, and you know, it's just that you never share anything that goes on in these containers. That's all. You can share your own experience, right? But not the experience of anyone else ever. Not the experience of anyone else. This is a big lesson for me.
Right. Only your own experience.
Okay.
But in teachings, I'm wondering if everyone is okay if I also have the recording at a later time to be able to do it, because I'm not going to have a private house.
Taurus has a young daughter. You know, Prema has a daughter at home. I totally get that, so I'm okay with that. So yeah.
Is anyone not okay? I just don't see everyone's thumbs, so I don't know if everyone's not okay.
Yeah. If anyone is not okay, unmute yourself and say no.
I'm not joining the Shakti Rising, so I'll just thank everybody for your healing energy today. It was really amazing to be with you, and I'll see you next week. Okay, thank you.
Love you, Robin.
Love you too.
Sending you healing.
Thank you for healing my hip, Robin.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So,
Today, yeah.
So let's take a break. Let's take 10 minutes. We'll come back at 9:15. During that time, I suggest you eat a banana or some fruit. I mean, you can eat lightly if fruit is not enough for you. I do suggest you eat something light. And when we come back, we won't immediately do practices that require a complete vacuum of the belly. You know what I mean?
Can I finish?
Huh?
Can I finish my cacao?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And what's the Shakti Rising? Do I need to just create like a spot, or?
You need to create sacred space, which we do it anyway. I don't think we need to do that again, but you need to hunt your egg. Go hunt for your eggs and come back with your eggs at 9:15. You don't have to leave the room. I'll leave the room open for now. So I'll just mute myself and turn off the video. Let's meet back here in 10 minutes, okay?
I love you all.
Love you, Prema. Love you. See you soon.
See you soon.
Okay.
Love you.
Yeah. Hey, baby. What?
You are the best, Mama.
Why?
I love you.
God, I wonder if Zoe's okay. Just a minute.
Was she on and then she came off?
Yeah. I just want to see if she's going to come to Shakti Rising because she's.
Let me make you know that you're unmuted, just in
Oh,
case.
thank you.